Do you hear the captain sing, crying out across the stars? It is the anthem of the players, crushed beneath the endless charge.
When the packs are 99 and the servers barely run, then the game becomes a prison and the players say,
we're done.
Will you join the cause today? Raise your banners through the void. Stand together as a people. Make the galaxy annoyed. When the credits fuel the chains and the joy is sold away, we will fight for what was promised and we'll take the game we play.
Yeah, let's do what the person in the chat said. Let's get the stream started. That means we're talking right now about the end, the wrap up, it's about to be done, so hopefully you got all your stuff done. Villains Part 2. Now, we know more villain stuff is coming, but how did y'all finish this month? Did you like it? Did you dislike it? I want to gather all that feedback, and don't feel like you got to hold back. Tell me the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you, whoever is the entity that you follow, the deity that you follow. Welcome in. Hopefully y'all are having a fantastic weekend. I really do mean that, and I do want to say again, welcome in, because I appreciate all of y'all stopping in. As always, the fact that y'all come in means a lot, because it means that y'all care about the content, y'all enjoy the content. So it's pretty dope, and it's definitely more entertaining than my New Orleans Saints, who have fallen to 0-4. If you're into American football, well, yeah, it's going great over here. It's going absolutely fantastic. 1 second, I forgot that I've got a territory takeover over on server 710, so I'm scrambling to get that put in. So that's why you're staring at a blank screen right now. My apologies. But as always, I have a bad habit of forgetting those, and they're kind of important, so I'm sending ships there right now. But welcome in. Hopefully y'all have not forgotten your territory takeover, and I know some of y'all are going to be saying in the chat right now, I only have to look at the chat. You're going to be like, oh man, my territory has no conflict, blah, blah, blah. Cool. I didn't ask if that conflict. I asked if you're getting your territory battle pass done. I do still believe it's one of the best, if not the best overall battle pass in the game. So I definitely want to finish it out when I can. So to do that, I got to score points. Welcome in, everybody. Hope y'all are doing well. What will the stats for the Dauntless class be in STFC? Who knows, Dustin? How the heck am I supposed to give you that answer? How the heck? A part 1 wrap up. Part 2 is coming. No, this is part 2. Last month was part 1. This is part 2. Part dos. Part duo. King, good to see you. Got bored since I couldn't do the new loop. All the low level 40. Now, I'll be honest, King, and maybe this is my perspective. I think that's great. Now, don't get me wrong. I think that there are some events that we're missing for our below level 45 players. For example, not having the weekend SLB/SMS for people to go after is poopy. Not a big fan of that. But I had much more fun on my server 710 level 35 account than I did on a level 60 account or the level 70 account that I logged in this month. Just not a huge fan of the new content. I mean, maybe I'm just getting sour, but like I've really gotten to the point where I truly enjoy staying away from the latest stuff. And there's plenty to do. There's one thing I don't have a lack of, and it's things to do in Star Trek Fleet Command. But maybe that's just me. By the way, Brandon, great to see you. Dozer, good to see you. Says, for once, I enjoyed the fact that there wasn't as much on a grind of events, even though I'm not reached the air from my ops level. Even the heroic SMS was doable. Happy to hear that for you, Dozer. The heroic SMS was kind of problematic for our G6 people. It just kind of depends on where you were at, I guess. And you're all right. This is check 1. This is part 1. My brain is already looking forward to part 2. This was part 1. Thank you for the correction on that one. But yeah, it's even the G6 players, I feel like were okay. There were just a couple events. It wasn't as bad as some of the previous months, I guess is what I'm getting at. But there were definitely some issues. Shout out to servers 20 and 700. Sure, your G6, and it was doable in a few hours instead of taking close to a full day. Yeah, and that's better, right? Still hard to argue that that's good, but that is better. So, again, like I think this month was solid. Again, this is why I do these, so I can hear y'all's thoughts. I get what y'all think, right? Bob says love Live Ops Jack in the Wave event. Sure, I actually don't know what that's referring to, Bob, but I'm referring to the event specifically going on regarding the arc itself. And around that topic, I kind of feel like this was a mostly miss or kind of month. Like, I don't feel like there were many hits, is what I'm saying. There wasn't much in this month that probably is making a lot of people get excited, but it also wasn't necessarily like a bad month that just like, oh, we're rioting in the streets. I don't think anybody's rioting in the streets over this month, but there wasn't a lot of excitement, I guess. And would chat agree or disagree with that as like the overall thought here? Bob says the 60s needed to hit 60 epics. Yeah. Wasn't into blowing up my ship 10,000 times to complete it and other stuff. And see, that's where I'm at. Now, I keep in mind, I'm real big on that, and maybe I get a little bit annoying with how much I talk about like ignoring certain content and stuff, but that's kind of where I'm at. Like, if I'm not enjoying something, I just don't do it. And to me, this month was very enjoyable because there was a lot of like, oh, well, I don't want to do that, so I just don't. So I was very pick and choosy. Now, that will mean maybe you miss out on certain, things that they're doing or coming out with, but I've yet to find that being a issue here lately because we're kind of like overloaded with things to do. Evening, Brian. Welcome in. How are you doing? So, like for me, I didn't do a lot of the event with the new hostile, mainly because like chat was saying, where I just didn't feel like constantly returning after blowing up. Now, I am doing enough to do my pull, so like I'm participating in the loop, but I did do a lot of ignoring for the events, particularly the heroic events, because I just decided, hey, I don't want to deal with having to repair constantly, go back, repair constantly, go back, whether it be 5 times or 200 times, right? Because that did vary heavily by level. And I just decided that it just wasn't for me, right? And I'm curious to see where everybody else was at in that same kind of paradigm, or if they were different, right? Stingray says they'd rate mostly everything a B except for maybe stability. Wow, that's actually very good grading, Stingray. That's actually very good grading to give it a B. Bob says Luke is quick but boring. Isn't that what we want it to be, though? Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Would we not rather have quick and boring loops compared to the alternatives? Because remember, in this game, because I know the answer is going to come out. Well, it could be quick and fun. You're either going to get long and grindy or quick and boring. That kind of seems to be the only two options we typically get in grinds. And for me, I love this month of a grind in terms of the loop itself. The events, I do agree, could have been way better. That's where I'm coming from. Major says skip more events this month than I ever have. And what I'm hoping, Samo, is that their internal analytics backs up that and they learn to fix a lot of these events. Because if it's not fun to do or it's not rewarding, then we shouldn't do it. We shouldn't reward their, what we would call bad event design with our participation. Because I've said this before, if we do participate in what we would deem as bad designs, I'm going to tell you right now what they're going to do. They're going to keep putting out that design. If it works for them, they're going to keep doing it. And that's just how they operate. That's their MO. So, very curious to see. Kevin says, I'm a low-level ops and it was a good amount of fun. Yeah, I mean, the only thing I think was missing for low-level ops is they needed better events that were just not there. Like, for example, they just did not even give anybody the SLB/SMS. I personally dislike that. I didn't think that was a great way to treat the low levels. But in terms of what they did have available, what they could do, overall, I think it was a fun month. It's very subjective, but I guess that's the point of this stream. It's very subjective. Stingray says I did almost every event and felt like I could because there wasn't too many like usual. Question, Stingray, just to add context to what you're saying, what level are you? Are you a higher level or a lower level? Like, what level are you right now? Like, for example, is this the position of an Ops 65 player or is this the position of an Ops 45 player? Because that could be very different, right? 57, or so a G5 player. And that probably makes more sense because I think a lot of our G6 players who are here probably a little bit frustrated. John says they skip most events after the meta events. Fair enough, right? And I'm hoping to hear, 2, 3, 1 million people tonight. Maybe even 1 million. Edward says it's okay for me. I just wish that we could pull more chests. You're level 60. Hey, look, that's just, for those that don't know, that's part of the answer to players' previous complaints. Like, hey, I don't want to do a lot of work. So what they're doing is like, okay, cool. You go do this and you're going to build up a stockpile and you won't have to do it for weeks at a time. But there'll never come a day where they just say, yay, you pull as much as you want forever. That's just never going to happen. And their argument against that is going to be balanced. Because if they let the people who could grind forever and forever, well, they would just be able to fly through everything. You're never going to get a day where, oh, I can easily grind 10 million and then also turn in 10 million that same day. So the other option, the two options we really get faced with is Can we build up a stockpile to where we don't have to do the loop, but we can always refine? Or do we get a loop that is just so tedious and so time consuming that we have to constantly do it to then hit our refines? And that's just kind of like the two options that we're going to get presented. Not that I'm defending it, it's just the nature of what this game is going to do for balance in reasons. Samo adds, love the easy, quick, actual loop, but basically all events were terrible in my opinion. Either pay only, horrible rewards, or needing 1,000 hostiles. To be fair, that's mostly unique to Rema Ops. For those who don't know, Major Samo is a higher ops lady. So she's at 60. You did go to 69 this month, correct? Went 69 this month. So if you are in G6, I do believe they had the toughest run of events this go around, that the G4 players, the upper G4 at least, had a pretty solid go around when it came to the event difficulty. G6 players definitely had a harder road to hoe. Those are saying as soon as the building catches your level, the loop is going to be as quick as the Voyager loop. Agreed. And that will take time for some people. Air Walker, good to see you. Welcome in. OG as well. Good to see you both. Paulo says you got the Squall. Still 20 more BPs behind. I got the Squall on this account. I don't have it on my baby account, which is the account I really would rather have it on, if we're being honest. But yeah, I'd really rather have it. There you go. There you go. All right, I'm just going to start queuing these up, and I'm actually going to just kind of farm this while we chit chat about this run. Luna says, I love the song you made for Major Samo. I'm happy to hear that. Samo is a great content creator over on Twitch if y'all haven't followed her before. Ops 56, was there more involved in arenas this Friday? So yes, in fact, arenas popped up to over 7,500 players this recent run, which is the most it has seen in several months. So the SMS clearly encouraged more people to do it. Now, I was not the biggest fan of the SMS rewards. I think it was okay. And I think if there was anybody that it encouraged to do it, it was probably more the G6 players. But we definitely saw a big jump in arenas participation this past Friday, going over 7,500 participants, which is definitely the most that we've seen arenas pull in some time. So let me go put this out on another node. Edwin says, with some of the areas have a plus sign to get additional chests, why not do that for all areas? Depends on what chest you're referring to, Edwin. But everything has a limit in terms of refinery. Like every refinery has a limit to how much you can earn currency-wise and pull. Everything that is a loop has a limit, but some things that are not directly tied to loops don't have limits necessarily. It depends on what exactly you're referring to. Night Stalker, happy to hear that. So, happy to hear that. For my Op 60 account, says John, most of the event rewards are not worth doing the loop / blowing up time and time again. That's fair. Again, I'm not going to fault anybody for not wanting to blow up their ship constantly. Completely understandable. Completely understandable. Hello, Emperor's Hot Dog. Welcome in. Hopefully you are having a good one. Electrocutus is their Ops level 32, but getting stronger. Life is only getting better. Happy to hear. So it sounds like you had an enjoyable month. Or am I misinterpreting that statement? Did you have an enjoyable month this go around? What did you think of all of the things presented in terms of not really much of the loop, because obviously you don't have a loop available, but you did have, the events run, and what did you think? So let me go ahead and wait for this to get here. I don't want to lose it. I have a bad problem about forgetting to freeze my chaser. Dustin says, is Scopely going to enforce rules of engagement about incursions not allowed to use starbase? I don't understand what you're really asking, Dustin. What are you asking? I don't understand your question. You have to rephrase. Lou, good to see you. What do you think of the current AOB/SLB for Armadas? It's a big old fat ignore from Rev, but I mean, if you just find it personally valuable, go for it. Dang it, I gotta freeze this hostile. But yeah, it's a big old fat ignore from Rev, as you can see. Rev not doing them. Now my alliance is doing them, but unless you've got the ALB, unless you're in a good alliance or you have a ton of stuff saved up. Now I'm not saying I don't like the rewards, but again, SLBs and ALBs are just not my game. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm in the top alliance. We're going to score. I do kind of think it's cheeky that there's a command officer badge up there, but when it comes to like SLBs, I just naturally do not put a lot of value in SLBs. I just don't. I'm not saying SLBs are terrible. I'm just saying that Rev again let his ship get destroyed. I just don't put a lot of effort into SLBs because that is a spinner mechanic. Starbase systems 1 through 19 should not be shooting at player starbases. You can't if a player has a shield up, but if a player lets their shield be down, then there's no, again, Dust, I don't really understand your question. If the shield is down, then the base, it's shield or share. They got a shield, but you can shield in level 1 through 19 systems. Shield or share. So you need to do Rev Armadas to take your Revenant tier 14. There you go. Again, I think if you have the directives, especially solos, it's a great thing to dump into. And obviously, you can see that I'm not really putting much into it. Maybe I should, because, you know, one, my alliance probably wants me to score a little bit, but two, just so I can make sure that I'm contributing and see how well I could do on the SLB. But I just tend to naturally avoid SLBs. And then if you're in a good alliance, the AOB is great, but you got to be in a good alliance, which requires group effort. And thinking about it as I'm talking about it with y'all, I should contribute more. So what I'll do is I'll do some on stream here. I will actually do some here on stream so that I can contribute to my alliance and they not be like, Rev, you're a complete loser. Why did you not help at all? And then I feel bad. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to bring out the cube. That's right, Vial. Everybody's on a boat. Everybody's on a boat. All right. Do I have anything laying around that's not on a boat that I can use for an Armada crew? No. I don't even see. Where's Gwen DeMarco? Oh, she's below decks right now. Actually, Gwen DeMarco shouldn't be below decks. Where is Gwen DeMarco at? There she is. Yeah, there we go. There, we'll run that. And we'll go freeze this hostile real quick so I don't blow up again on screen. It'd be embarrassing. Robert says, aren't you you aren't a complete loser, but you definitely lose a cool point for not watching that YouTube video I linked you. I have no idea what you're talking about. So, sorry. I got 3 kids. If I'm not working, I try not to be at my computer as much as I can. And yeah. Oh, Scatman? Yeah. Sorry, man. Rev's busy. Is your old augment space locked? I had a connection issue, and once it got fixed, I'm now locked for me, but everything else is normal. Nope, mine's completely fine. If you have an issue like that, you're probably gonna need to put in a ticket. All right. What level does the AOB start? Yeah, 45, I believe, is where that AOB SOB is. I do not have an account at 44 to reference real quick, but I do believe that is where it's at. Oh, hey, look, we got a beetle. These things are pretty rare. You don't see them very often. Go get the special beetle. But if anybody is level 44, please chime in if you have the AOB SLB. I do believe it's 45. A lot of the events this month were locked at 45 plus, which I do not like, but it happened. So spin solo directives. What I'll go do? FKR, Krenom, and Borg. I got tons of Borg. Now, when it says Borg, does it mean Borg solos or does it mean Revenant Borg? Which Borg does it mean? That's the question we got to ask. Probably means polygons. Probably doesn't mean the kind that I want it to mean. So let's swap that out. Yeah, Revenant Borg. Yeah. But let's go see how much I have laying around. Now, this is an opportunity for me to go ahead and do what I need to do anyway, which is swap this out. There you go. And do it just so I can get my pulls in. So we'll go ahead and fly her up here and grab some of those. Yeah, it'd be nice if it was the OGs, John. They should make it a little bit more specific. I mean, I kind of figured that's what it would be, but I would still like a little bit more clarity. You know, it's a little bit more clarity from the old Overlords. That's so much to ask, Scopely. Just a little bit more clarity. You know, tell me the truth and nothing but the truth, so help me God. You know? At what tier can your Q be your main battleship? Level 56 to level 60. Somewhere in that range. Depending on how strong you want to make it. Now, you can make the argument. I actually had on my level 35 account, I used my cube as my primary battleship since I got it at level 28. But if we're talking about it just being strong, it's going to be tall. Be tall up there in the outside. One says Borg type solos in one place. The other just says Borg. Yeah, it's annoying. All right, FKR are only the solos. Yeah, that's the G6 solos, Belly Bomb. That's the G6 solos, so don't get confused on that one either. So that's why I'm not really big on it. It's not that I'm anti this AOB. I just kind of like, on the AOB. It's if you have the stuff, go for it. If you don't have the stuff, don't worry about it. It's kind of how I see it. Don't feel like you're missing out. If you want to contribute to your alliance, which, again, like talking to y'all, I figured, yeah, it's probably a good idea. I should contribute to my alliance. I'll go do it with that. It's pizza time. You buying everybody in the chat pizza? Because that's what I just heard. I'll take a free pizza. It looks like I've got 20 Armadas I can run. Let me go ahead and queue these up and see where that puts us on the leaderboard. Now, I've already gotten my Revenant as high as I can get it until I go into G6, but it is an opportunity for me to score my stuff for the refinery. ZC Half CSP. Good to see you. Welcome in. Good to see you. Other thoughts and comments from chat for this week. I know it's a little bit late, later than we normally start our runs, but the Sundays during football season are always a little bit busy for me. I really need to boost this if I'm going to do that. Honestly, what I need to do is switch it and put it over on that dock is what I need to do, because this ship has all the below decks that can apply to Armadas. So you just ran 41 relatively solo Armadas on Friday. That is a lot, Joseph. That is a lot, my friend. And good to see you, Amar. Welcome in. Welcome in. Valley Bomb, now, are you participating in the AOB SLB as level 70? Do you find any value in the AOB SLB? I'm curious, especially for our level 70 players. Do you find any value? Right? Wow, we've got a huge lead. Big old lead. What a lead. And we've only got 31 of almost 100 people doing it so far. Okay. I mean, I'll definitely take my 300 premium mirror dust. Don't get me wrong. Battlebomb says not that one. Pay is trash. Yeah, again, look, I'll take any premium mirror dust I can get, but I'm not exactly excited about it. Right now, I will say my solo leaderboard doesn't have ridiculous participation. So I guess we'll see. We'll go ahead and speed this up. And then we will rotate this. Let this get home. We'll rotate this. That way I can put the Revenant here and then put the crew on it. Because again, this is one that has like Mazrad Vael below decks and everything. So a little bit more valuable. All right, let me go ahead and grab the Revenant. Let me go and grab the crew. Disruptors are easy to acquire, but premium mirror dust is gold. Yeah, I'll definitely take the premium mirror dust. Any amount of premium mirror dust that I can get is fantastic, just because I need to be able to finish out that premium mirror run on the tree in mirror, right? I want to be able to finish all those premiums so I can get that 50% ISO, and I'm just obviously not there yet. But fun fact, we talked about this last night on the stream. For those that don't remember, you got to be an OG in STFC to remember. But back in the day, the captain used to be on the left, not the right. All right, here we go. That should perform a little bit better, but we'll actually give it a little bit of extra juice as well. Give it a little bit extra juice so we can make it stay out there just a smidge longer and not have to come, bother me by redocking. Where is our Cerritos? Give me a second, chat. Not ignoring y'all, just trying to get my stuff set. Where's my Cerritos? There it is. What's my ISO and how much of the dust tree you got to do it? So I am almost there, but I'm not there yet. And as far as how much I need, or how much I'm at right now, I'm at 363.6 ISO. Is where I'm at currently. At level 60. So there's definitely room for me to grow. Some of you might have higher, some of you might have lower at level 60. That's currently where this account is at. Oh my gosh, remember where everything is. Annoying. All right, send that out there. Then we'll send you back. Resume your grind. But yeah, I'm at 363.6. Badbomb says, I have a small push for the schematics salvage RLB. Man, getting those, I was actually talking to the highest player over on server 710, and obviously they don't have much competition right now, so they're able to kind of upgrade, and y'all are probably gonna be a little bit jealous, their vengeance for essentially free. They've taken it up a couple tiers already and unlocked it, and they said they spent a total of, I think, 700 US. And compared to what original people were investing, that is a significant savings. That was only a couple months ago. So now, granted, on 710, not a lot of competition, and even in the RLB, not a lot of competition on that RLB. But They're making progress. All right, let's grab some more comments. About to unlock the Serene Squall. Isn't any good for mining other than transition? No. The Serene Squall is just for transition mining. That's what you'll use it for pretty exclusively. Transition mining. Still not spending on the Vengeance? Hey, I'm not telling you to. Me of all people, I'm definitely not going to tell you to spend on the Vengeance. Now, if anything, I'm going to say, hey, spend on Rev Deuce for his birthday, not on the Vengeance. Yeah, Rev is selfish like that. I even have an Amazon wish list. So, yeah, I mean, for real, I mean, not going to encourage you to. And with G7 around the corner, do I think you're going to want the Vengeance? Yes, but I would strongly encourage you to slow play it and free to play it to get your Vengeance done and unlocked. I would not encourage you to spend money on it. My thoughts on Saturday incursions are pretty simple, to be honest. I just think this is another example of them trying to try different things. There's been some stagnation in participation, same thing with arenas. So now they're moving things around to try things out. And you've got a lot of feedback from players in like VIP saying they want it on weekends. You've had regular players saying they want it on weekends. I think Tuesday was fine. And it's a continual conversation where nobody will ever be completely happy. You have a lot of people who, like myself, who have a lot of territory battles on Tuesdays, don't want incursions on Tuesdays. Then you have people who who want it on Tuesdays because you don't have anything for territory on Tuesdays. Then you have the people who say, well, I'd rather do it on Saturday because I have less to do that day. There's not really an answer, I think, that they're going to find that it pleases everybody. And I believe a lot of these things need to be on a rotating schedule. Right? I believe that territory needs to be on a rotating schedule. I believe that you need to have incursions on a rotating schedule. I believe arenas need to be on a rotating schedule. And on the territory rotation, not necessarily even a schedule change to how the territories work, but definitely more of a rotation to all of these services and stuff, which is something they've talked about doing and have done a couple of like small changes, but nothing really enough to really, force people to continually move around and change what they're doing. So you're never happy you're from the UK? Yeah, I've noticed that a lot with my UK friends. Mika says, my backyard is tore up right now. Got to fix the plumbing. The Vengeance can wait. I'm sorry to hear about your plumbing issues, but I hope it fixes itself or gets done quickly. Luke says, I'm Ops 50 right now. Is it confirmed that we need to be Ops 51 next month to get the new content? It is not confirmed that you need to do that, but I'll tell you this. Never, ever, 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 ever ops up for content. You're not missing anything important. You're not going to have a better gameplay if you ops up for content. Ops up only because you're ready to move up. And if you're ready, do that. But don't worry if you're going to miss the latest grind that they're going to want you to pay for. The worst mistake that the average player can make is listening to Scopely when Scopely says, hey, you need to ops up so you don't miss content. I promise you, you are not missing anything. Enjoy the game where you're at. When you're ready, if you've completed your own milestones, then move up in the game. Definitely don't listen to Scopely because they're going to scream at you to go to Op 70. Why do they want you to Op 70? So that when they roll out G7, they can try to convince you to spend $100 grand. And if you say you're not going to do it and you quit because you're frustrated, fun fact, they don't care. So that's why I'm so loudly telling people ignore Scopely. Don't level up for content. It's all a trap to get you to continually level up and get you to spend. So that's just my opinion. It's not necessarily what you asked, but I just want to make sure everybody hears it because I believe that is the thing that kills the game, is Scopely forcing people to level up just so they can try to bleed whatever spending is left. Because they clearly don't care about all these people who have left over the past few months out of frustration. 15,000 players, they've not gone and chased them down and tried to get them to stick around or bring them back. They just said, oh well, and they've tried to make new people or make new whales. So I'm trying to do the opposite. I want this game to survive by us $20 spenders, us random $100 spenders, and we'll just level up when we feel like it. So. There's a small swarm of plumbers replacing a pipe. Well, good. I do hope it gets fixed. Plumbing's not fun. Plumbing is not fun. I'm not a fan of plumbing. There are some things that I'll do myself. Plumbing is not something I want to do. The most plumbing you're going to get Rev doing is like replacing a toilet. That's not really hard. Replacing a flange on a toilet and replacing the toilet's not hard. Replacing the bobbers and stuff, that's easy. But actual plumbing, I'll leave that to the plumbers. So. Brian says, I stayed at 50 for close to a year because this is how I was enjoying the game. I'm not 53 and now 53 and going to stay here for a while. And again, if that's what you enjoy, You know, there are levels that you can spend a year at and truly have fun. Now, some people get bored, and that's fine. But level 60 is a level that most people could spend 6 to 12 months at and be having a blast the entire time. So, Rev has changed toilets a lot because he keeps blowing them up with the secret love of Taco Bell. The fact that you think you should know me, how frugal I am. The fact that you think I'm going out shopping Taco Bell is crazy. It's crazy work. Yeah. Crazy work if you think I'm out there doing all that stuff. You level up once you become a top 10 player in the game for my level. Yeah, and that's a great set of milestones to reach, right? It's very similar to how I play. Like, I want to be one of the strongest in my level before I move up. Valley Bomb, I'm glad you enjoy the song about you. Seems like you have a little bit of a bias, but whatever. Oh, crap. I launched the wrong one. Whoops. Whoopsie daisy. Didn't mean to do that. I blame chat. Yeah, I blame chat. Chat's fault. Why'd y'all make me do that, chat? Hey, chat. Why don't y'all pay attention? Freaking chat, man. Can't rely on chat at all. I was standing strong at 60, move up, and then they started releasing all this crazy SMS that didn't scale. Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you. But heroic SMSs, remember, if you see the word heroic or you see the word leaderboard, the design intent is for it to be spent. That's the design intent. Now, you can do a lot of those without spending, but that's a design frustration, which is why when somebody asked me about AOB, SOB, I just said, I don't really care. Not that you shouldn't do it, just that Rev tends to, for the most part, ignore that stuff. Like, do I really care about these? No. I'm actually doing this to participate in the AOB so that my alliance is like, oh, Rev contributed. We're not going to gripe at him. So we make you do things so people learn what not to do. Yeah, exactly. Don't do what Rev just did, which is launch a group poly and try to solo it and go boom. Don't do that. We're talking like the XMS from Wrath of Khan and Transient. I always ignore SLBs at 60 plus because of the whales. Yeah. And when G7 does finally roll out, the free-to-play will have a much better time with leaderboards in G6. But obviously that time's not there yet. Now, I do have one concern and one worry. I wouldn't even call it a worry. It's a fear. I have a fear that what they'll do is they will do the same thing in G7 like they did with G6, where when G7 rolled out, when G6 rolled out, they kept the G5 and G6 players in the same leaderboard. And even though people griped and complained and, huffed and guffed, they didn't change it until, a year later. And I am concerned that they're going to do that. I hope they don't. And I hope Scopely's watching this because they tend to do that. Even if they don't like all the content creators' content, they are really good about getting around those little hussies. So with that in mind, I hope they hear me loudly and proudly when I say this. I absolutely do not want a G6, G7 combined leaderboard. But that's something they did when G5 and G6 first rolled out together. So, can confirm the Borg Revenant solos do count for the command Cs. Just tested it. Noted. I am just trying to get these done, and then I'll do a pull. So, all right. We're going to sit at 70 for a while after 80 comes out until the 71 plus whales can't reach you in arenas. That is another reason that if you do enjoy arenas to chill out on. Who's this? Oh, hey, JC. That is definitely a reason to slow your play. If you want to do PvP arenas, the higher you get in G6 right now, the more difficult your arenas become. And that's kind of annoying / problematic for a lot of players. But I love me some arenas, so I'm going to do it either way. But I'm not going to sit here and pretend like it's not a flawed entity in itself. It is indeed. It is indeed. And I'll go down there. Go over to the corner, please. Go sit in the corner. You don't expect to compete in an SLB for some time to come. I've mostly just concentrated on SMSs, says Gary. Don't expect G6 to feel much different in the events, at least. They won until G7 rolls out, and depending on how many people move up, there will be some differences. Are the brackets in the SLBs varied? I'm Ops 43, and most SLBs have 43s and 44s in it. Yes, but there's never been an SLB that was only like that ops level. Usually it's a range of something like 40 to 45, right? Now, some of them will be the entirety of G4, so that would be 40 through 50. It just depends on the SLB. More importantly, it depends on the ops runner that month and how they've designed that leaderboard. But that's how it generally works. Usually, leaderboards get split into 2 per bracket. Sometimes they'll put in 1 per bracket. And when they really hate you, they'll do 1 for 2 brackets, like the G5, G6 combination. And if you ever see RLB, that's a region leaderboard. So that's your bracket amongst an entire slew of servers, usually 10 to 15 servers. So it's a lot. Is there sourcing for Tau? There is not sourcing for Tau, nor is there any sourcing for Tau in the upcoming future. That's one they're very anti-sourcing on. They're very anti-Tau sourcing. Yeah. Very anti-Tau sourcing. What's with them and their hatred for Tau? Simple. Tau has resulted in several game-breaking bugs in the past. And instead of them just taking the time to make sure they have fixed all potential game-breaking bugs, they have basically just said, screw it, we're not going to do it anymore. No more Tau. And they just turned it off. They just said, we're done trying. That's essentially what's happened with Tau. At some point, there'll be so much power creep that even Tau can't influence things anymore. And maybe then they'll finally relent and start giving them away. But that is the reason why Tau is not sourced and will not be sourced in the near foreseeable future unless they just, change their mind. We'll need a ridiculous level of power creep to come through that allows them to feel comfortable having him available in every situation. Bulker fine. You never got a full Tau? Yeah, you either got him or you didn't. And not that I'm making excuses for it or anything. I'm just giving y'all the reason, giving y'all the knowledge that you're seeking, and letting you know the answer. You want Rev to do arenas with me? Well, if you come to our Twitch streams, I play arenas with people every time arenas is live. And we did that same thing this time around on Friday. I played with people from the chat. So if you want to play PvP arenas with Rev, you just got to make sure that you're in the Twitch stream while we're doing PvP arenas. Y'all come hang out. Come play with us. Everybody's welcome. Everybody's welcome. What's funny is the only description that is consistently accurate, Scopely, is the Tau disclaimer. Yeah, that's also annoyingly true. You want to do arenas with a Rev? Well, Bally Bomb. Start your game over. Come down to us regular level players and come have fun. With your level of spending, it'll take you about 2 weeks to get to level 60. I believe in you, Bally Bomb. You can do it. You can do it. Come have fun with us. All right, let's see what else we got. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Uchinago says, need to get level locked within arena. Possible for me to get to platinum and now down to gold too. What ops level are you, Uchi? That'd be insane to go 0 to 60 by money. Well, I've seen it happen. In fact, before G6 rolled out, there was a player who joined one of the OG servers. I think they were a returning player. They went from 0 to 60 in 3 weeks, and they did it by spending. They also ground out several things, but mostly by spending. So we've seen it before. There are some folks who just come in and drop some big bangers, roll out, and sometimes they don't even make it a year, but they'll have spent $50,000, $100,000. It's their money. Spend it how you want to. As long as it's not me spending my money, we're good. But those people are also the people where spending 100 grand doesn't hurt them at all. Like they've got that level of wealth. So, again, whatever floats your boat, which is usually buoyancy, but sometimes it's, oobles and goobles of money. And that is a copyright term, oobles and goobles. Don't steal it from me. I'll sue you. I'll sue you. All right, other comments and questions about this arc, though. Mark says, Ops42, not that upset about missing out on current content, working on augment, upgrading the Revenant and Relativity. And that's great, Mark. And if you stick on that format, you're going to be very successful. Because those chips will take you very far right now. Did we all laugh at the ALB already? Hey, I'm winning first place in the ALB, so I'm looking down my nose at all you poor little folks with no premium mirror dust. What's he like down there? But yeah, I'm definitely not encouraging people to go after it. I mean, if If your alliance wants to go do that, great, but I would not call the reward spectacular. It's not terrible, but it sure is not a spectacular. Sure as heck's not spectacular. Peon's going to have their one command badge. Hey, I mean, yeah, command badge is cool. Obviously, we've been complaining about it, but I will definitely take 300 premium mirror dust. Don't get me wrong. Do not be confused. I will take 300 premium mirror dust. Absolutely. How many years did Behringer play STFC? Behringer was an original player. Now, he had quit a couple times and come back, but Behringer was a player that had started back in 2018/2019. He was an OG from server 20. Yeah. Visa card warriors? Man, Walter, for the amount that people are spending, they're not spending Visa, buddy. They're spending Amex. They're not spending Visa level money. They're spending Amex, like black card level money. You know, when your credit card's made out of metal and it goes ting ting when you drop it. I've seen it in the movies. That level of wealth are the people who are dropping 100 grand. It's not people like me with a Visa debit card. No, that's not the type. We ain't the ones. They're not worried about my paltry little $5. Not in the slightest. But yeah, premium mirror dust. I'll take any premium mirror dust sourcing that I can get. One of, if not the, most valuable thing in the game. I mean, premium mirror dust is just so good. Let me set this to pull 2. Set you to pull 2. I have enough. Good. Pull. All right. Yay. More stuff. Yay, more stuff. Awesome. Got all the stuff. Keep moving. And we'll do more pulls down here. And I guess we should go ahead and pull these. Another 1,400 directives. Now remember, this has a long cooldown, but you do get 14 Armada starts. So if you really are trying to go for that SLB, there you go. Don't forget you got that. Oh, looks like my Cerritos ran out. Rep talking about those folks who have MPSL credit cards. Yeah, see, I have spending limits. I can't go above certain amounts. Hey, First Wave, good to see you. Welcome in. Working on Frontier Battle Pass. Rewards are met. See, I like the Frontier Battle Pass as far as Battle Passes go. For those that don't know, Frontier Battle Pass refers to the Battle Pass being presented to the level 1 through 20s in today's game. I feel like it's pretty solid. What do you not like about it? Because I'll definitely take your feedback to the Overlords. But yeah, they've got a special Battle Pass for the low-level players now. I thought it was pretty solid. All right. All knows that I've spent more time on this game than I have in my last few jobs. I've been an Admiral for 6 years now. Happy anniversary to the Flying Tigers. Hey, Walt, I'm just glad you're having fun. It feels like a fight sometimes to have fun in STFC. So I'm just glad you're having a good time. And hopefully that continues to happen. Hope everybody continues to have a good time in STFC. You know, as good as you can, but a good time. Your biggest spending limit was a spouse. Hey, it's your money, King. Don't let her tell you how to spend it. It's your money, King. Gosh, I really wish I could just get this. Ugh. I wonder if I can find anybody OPC real quick. Let me go look. I want to see if I can find anybody OPC so I don't have to go mine it, grind it. If you were to see when the STFC count was created, there is no way to currently see when your STFC count was created. OPC, but not with what I want. No. UOPC, no. Come on, somebody have what I'm looking for. I just need to do my pulls. I'll even look at allies, and I'll apologize later. I'll apologize after the fact. What did Mrs. Rev say about that? Well, Mrs. Rev was the breadwinner in our relationship for most of our relationship. She's a nurse. So, she probably smacked me. You never know. You don't know. All right, nobody's OPC. This is frustrating. If you're on server 20, do me a solid. Can y'all go to get me that good juice there so I can OPC hunt it? I need the good juice. Looks like I'm going to have to actually send out my NSCA and go grinding, which I really don't want to do But nobody's OPC right now. Nobody's got what I'm looking for. Like literally nobody. Yep, we're just gonna have to send out the NSCA at some point. Now, Mihai, on your question about seeing when your account was created, STFC.WTF is working on something to allow that, but it is not released yet. So. Get your Nesmus shard. Yeah, woo, Nesmus shard. It's not even about the Nesmus shard though. It's about finishing my research, which again is more ISO, more kinetic, and more energy damage. So it's more needing to get that research done on that left side of the mirror research tree. Yeah, that's more of what I'm going for with it. Look back when I first got my Scopely account sign-up email, so that's when you started. Yeah, and see, when I started, there was no Scopely ID. That didn't exist yet. So it didn't help me because it didn't exist. Go Buffalo Bills. Hey, I didn't expect us to win that game. In fact, I enjoyed how competitive the Saints kept that game because I didn't expect them to win that at all. So I was actually quite happy with the Saints versus Bills game. If anything, the Bills should be kind of worried because the Saints are arguably the worst team in the NFL this year. And there was a good moment where the Bills almost lost that game. So I was very happy with how the Saints played, considering I don't expect them to win many games this year. Dark times before Scopely ID, many accounts got lost. Yeah, I mean, I'm very grateful that Scopely ID exists. I think that was a fantastic addition to the, not just the game, but like all the games that they have. Because originally I had it just on my phone and with my Google email and stuff attached, but that's really easy to lose. So, Kevin says, I'm Ops 26. I just parked my miner in a system where I'm the lowest level person by 9 levels. Hope it doesn't get popped. Well, depending on what the levels are, they probably can't even hit you. So, it should be fine. When my first player started STFC, email wasn't invented yet. Okay, fight. I believe you. I believe you. Email wasn't invented yet, sir. Yeah. I believe you. Y'all be saying the wildest things. Bunch of goofy goobers you are. Bunch of goofy goobers. Mine got attached to Apple. See, I've not had an iPhone in many years. Not had an iPhone in many years. Throwing everyone's favorite feature launched, Mirror. Wow, Dinwit. I always think some of y'all have been playing longer than y'all have been. Because Mirror wasn't really that long ago. That was just last summer. It's still good to have you here, obviously. I remember when there was no battle passes. Yeah, I remember battle passes did not always used to exist, ladies and gentlemen. Battle passes started in January 2020. There did not used to be a battle pass. That was not always a thing. That is a recent addition. Well, recent. Almost 5 years, but still. Do we know why Cal is missing again? Well, it's missing because the ARC team, the Live Ops team, is choosing not to run it. Now, I did message Obsidian Hamster yesterday morning saying how much people are disappointed that it is not there, how important it is for our low-level players. But for whatever reason, and I actually have Scopely employees who agree with me on this, there are a lot of people at Scopely who just believe you should punish the low levels by taking away all their events to force them to level up. And what I need more from y'all is to speak up loudly against this. Anytime you see a Scopely employee, anytime you're on the Reddit, the Facebook, the YouTubes, the Discords, make sure you voice that that is not how it should be. And Hemi, I'm not frozen. Everybody sees me fine, my friend. There are a few people in power at the good old overlords of STFC. They believe that's the right thing to do, is to just take things away and tell people to level up. And I don't believe that's the right answer. So make sure that y'all are with me and telling them no. So, what's hilarious is that email is like 6 years younger than the original Star Trek series. All right, Robert, you're getting into like Twitch level conversations now. Yeah. Are the devs putting in a way to find what systems have missions that have been claimed? Yes, Nicholas, though I have no idea of when that's getting released. That is something that is being worked on. I have no idea when that's coming out. I just know that it is being done. So. Did you hear about the PIF? Scopely's parent company is buying out EA. It's a different PIF, but a Saudi Arabian PIF is purchasing EA. Yes. We'll be talking about that in our podcast on RevNews.com. But it's not Savvy Games. It's slightly different. I mean, it's the PIF. I mean, depending on how high you want to take it, because the Prince of Saudi Arabia is on the PIFs. But it's not specifically Savvy Games. It's a couple of levels above that. But yeah, they're buying EA. But they've also been buying everything. Do you think we shall get the video again? How well we've done this year? Are you talking about the video they did on the anniversary? Yes. Mark says with Cal, how do players get the tokens for base shields? So there are some ALBs and stuff that pay those out. However, again, that was a big argument I made with Hammy yesterday morning about the importance of Cal for low-level players is for sourcing those type of items. So again, I'm definitely bringing it up. And it is my hope that they hear and, acquiesce to our request. Again, that's the hope, and I will continue to argue for it, as I know you want me to. Yeah. All right, let's see, make sure I'm not missing anything. Instead of punishing them for being stuck low levels, why not make it easier to level up? Hey, you're preaching to the choir, my friend. I'm right there with you, and I completely agree. I agree with you. I'm right there with you. Also... really don't care about any of those. I guess I should get them eventually. Let me get back in here and finish all my pulls. Yay, breaking. Let's just jump down here. And we gotta wait 30 more minutes. I haven't seen any update on the official Discord. Any update on the whole Novice League tournament glitch? Not that I've got. Let's see. Do Armadas and other team events? What are you talking about, Walter? I feel like that's a random statement. Is there like a question behind it? By the way, if y'all got other comments and questions, throw them in before we wrap up. It is a Sunday night, but I appreciate y'all being here. Appreciate it a lot. Are you in the system? I'm gonna assume it's there. Or did this glitch out? Great. Fantastic. I heard there's some server mergers going on. What do you know about it? Server 27 here. You're not one of them. You're not one of the server merges. The server merges are, I'm going to go ahead and pull up the list. 94 is going into 101, which is one of the ones that I've been fighting for a few months. So I'm glad that that happened. 403 into 404 and 707 into 706. The last arc was okay, says Jonathan. I thought the balance was good. A little too grindy for the stretch milestones. Yeah, I would agree. I would agree with that. Let's see. Out of curiosity, just because you brought up server 27. Let me see how many people are on server 27. Oh, yeah. You shouldn't be anywhere near thinking about merger. You also got over 2,000 active accounts. The lowest pop account now, not counting a new server, is 409. Although I think that, yeah, that's a new server. Will be 176, which is in the EU. So not counting new servers, the lowest pop server is now going to be 176 after 94 merges in. Yeah. Romy says, I tried arenas. I cannot tell if the other teams are having issues or sandbagging. I did 4. One of them, the other team, scored 0 and quit sending ships. There are quite a few groups out there who do that. Like, they just completely ignore arenas and they just go for the points via the loss. There are definitely a few that do that. Sorry, responding to somebody. All right. If you're going to make an alt, put it on a server you don't like, prevent them from getting a merger. Wow, Ballybomb. That is a weird statement. Put them on server 710 so you can come play with Ref. Right? we're always looking for more people, especially more people who want to do arenas. In fact, here, let me shoot this out. We talked about this last time, and we had, I think we more than doubled how many people were on it. If y'all are into PvP arenas or you want to learn more about arenas, if you want to find a group for arenas, there's the Discord that we've been sharing out of all the different arena folks that we got. But y'all go join that link. I think when I shot it out last time, we had like over 100 people join. So if you are interested in PvP arenas, you want to get better at it, you want to find a group, which is very important, use that link to jump into PvP arenas. We have 2 alliances that are Portuguese and Spanish for South American players. That's awesome, Chatter. Hey, Server 94 is a server of mostly South American people. Lots of Spanish speakers on Server 94, which is making the merge into 101 pretty unique, but I think it'll go fine. How big is the APAC server? What APAC server? Which APAC server? All right, make sure, yeah, that link works. Oof, I was worried I sent the wrong link and it didn't work. Yeah, y'all join that Discord if y'all want to come get some PvP in. I know many of y'all need more PvP in you. And it'll result in more wins, so win-win for everybody. How many 80 plus player alliances do you all have? Where? Are you talking to somebody else in chat? Never mind. Y'all talking to somebody else. Other comments and questions. They need to add a surrender button. I do agree that arenas could use a forfeit button, but most of the matches are pretty competitive, so I still want people to fight it out. But it would be nice if there was that option for people didn't want to fight it out, or if they just weren't having it, just be able to say, hey, look, we're clearly not going to win. Move on to the next battle. I think that should definitely be available. What's that purple thing you're mining? This is the Epic Transigen, which you need the Serene Squall to mine. So raw Epic Transigen. It's about the only thing the Serene Squall does. Mine, Epic Transigen. That's literally its little job. It just goes and mines Epic Transigen. Wondering if you had a chance to check your Discord messages. I have done some today. I've not completed them all. I think I've got, let's count them. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I got 15 people I've not responded to at the moment. So, 16 people I've not responded to at the moment. But yeah, I do try to get through my messages every day. My goal is to be more consistent, more reliable, and more prompt in responding than Scopely. That's my goal. Be more prompt in responding than Scopely. Good night, Bob. Appreciate you being here. Thank you. Let's see. Do you know the boost Syndicate 52 gives a G5? I can't see what the Disruptor will give. It's 4 levels away. You want to see the Syndicate 52? This one? Or are you asking about the Veron T Disruptor specifically? Which we can come in here. Hit our refits. More projectiles. Get that out of the way. Veron T. Get out of there. Oh wait, is the Veron T Disruptor an FT? Oh, there it is. It's right there. ISO damage by 10%. There we go. ISO damage by 10%. It just gives you a flat 10% boost to all your ships. It's a flat 10% boost. That reminds me, I need to get the isokinetic cannon at some point. And it froze. Good old Scopely and freezing and lag. They love doing that. All right, we go kill the screen. And this will just let me put up server 710. It looks cool. I've not applied it, so I should definitely apply it. I've not applied it yet. Which, let me go and get this sorted. We got to get our Reliant out grinding today. And shoot it up here. Get my grinds on. It just never stops. It's a job. All right. Found an Epic Transition, tried to play it, 15 seconds later, boom, radiation poisoning. Yeah, so that's why you need the Squall, because there's a 5,000% hazard in those systems. So you're really not grinding it, mining it without Squall. Now you can OPC hunt it, right? You can use your GS31 beam, or Q beam. You do things like that, but generally speaking, you know, you're going to just need to go ahead and get the Serene Squall to make that happen. So. I hear one of my kids screaming right now. My wife's been having a heck of a day with them things. They've been really getting on her nerves. So speaking of, let me go ahead and wrap it up for the night. We will be live again tomorrow, don't forget. And we've got some special stuff coming with the ARC launch. If you are out there and you want to sponsor a Battle Pass giveaway, let me know. All Battle Passes we give away every month now are now sponsored by the players since we no longer partner with Scopely. If you would like to contribute with that, reach out to me or just sign up to support us on revenues.com. The money we get there goes to support that. So greatly appreciate y'all. I will see you on the next one. Live long and plunder. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all a lot. See you then.
An even better outro than the intro. For the Empire and glory to your house.